Yeah, truly, we got to keep it classy.
To an extent.
Mm.
That kind of humor is a little dark, even for us. Yeah, scratchy. No. So pause it. Let me take a swig of the lantern.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna say, Votrik already
I'm
has
being
all his
conscientious.
stuff packed and ready to go because he was definitely anticipating having to like get kicked out of his room. So everything's already ready to go, and he is ready to get on the road.
So I got a question. Do you have a backpack or a gaff bag?
A gaff, like a side bag.
Yeah.
Is that what a gaff bag is? Yeah. He's got like the side bag.
Yeah. From down deep within it, you hear just a muffled.
Rudy, we're finally getting there. Rudy the homing pigeon.
Rudy the homing pigeon.
Yes, friend. We are not getting sleeping in the barn today. We are on the way.
Because you got it, boss. No,
God. Of course, it would be a Disney-esque fantasy creature.
He is going to be it'll be great. He'll be wisecracking, but never funny. That's the key part. Never, ever funny. Just annoying.
Perfect opportunities for good comic relief. No, shit on it.
No. You as the general audience, you're just like, Rudy, just shut up. Never talk again.
And then he'll get his own Christmas special.
Yes. Yeah. He'll get a very limited run animated series on Netflix. Ooh, crud. Okay. So, no, Rudy does not talk. Yeah, so you're just ready and rearing to go. About a day out. It's not been too bad. Maeve, you're not entirely used to, like, you're not necessarily walking the whole way. With those of you just kind of following, they're taking shifts. Like they got a wagon that y'all can you basically take turns. Your feet get kind of tired, hop up there and rest for a little bit. Okay. It's not like a breakneck kind of pace that they're going towards.
All right.
Votrik, it's not the most comfortable you've been in. I mean, it's not like a bed or anything, but at the same time, the wagon that you're on, the carriage, it's good enough. Good shocks. It's not rattling your brain around as it's tumbling through the road. It's mostly kind of quiet. Most people don't really give you any kind of talking, Votrik. You don't necessarily know if it's because you're a dwarf or if it's because of your perceived station. Because most of these people, these are clearly not royalty or anything. You're getting most of like the parlance and slang you picked up because I mean it's fairly universal even among obviously dwarves got their own culture, but there's just some things that transcend all lower income cultures.
Fart jokes.
Fart jokes.
Yes.
You want to laugh. You desperately want to laugh at the fart joke, but you have to turn your nose up and tilt your pinky up when you drink your mead.
Yeah.
I like to think he giggles into his ruff.
He titters into his ruff.
Titters. He's got all the writing equipment like a proper envoy should, so he definitely writes down the good ones.
Nice.
to tell his dwarvish friends when he gets back.
That's I was about to say that will kill at the clan rally, but rally is probably not the best word for that.
Jesus, yeah, just don't call it that.
No.
Clan.
Yep.
The clan potluck.
Yep. Hidden aspect about this dwarf: horribly racist.
Oh no.
That's the thing. Dwarves, it's like they would be clannish as in like family, but just. How do I say that without it just having all the wrong connotations?
Clannish with the C.
You know what? Family reunion.
Okay. All right.
The 73rd annual Dusk Spine family reunion.
Oh, that's great.
Meanwhile, Tolbo, you were just having the best time of your life. They got freaking skee ball in your little prison transport. It's great. No, it's pretty awful. Fortunately, not a lot of moving. At one point, they did kind of get you guys out to like towards the end of the night to basically dig shit trenches, for the night, and then but for you guys, it was pretty much right back up in there, just sitting, moving what little you can. Food isn't really that great. I'm talking specifically to Tolbo, not necessarily because Maeve necessarily had anything to do with it. You're just having all the leftovers pretty much. Some would call this a little inhumane.
How many other people are in the wagon with me?
Kind of the old blood that was giving you shit earlier. There's 3 others.
I'm gonna say a few of them. Basically, each one of them at least once have tried. God, that ice. At least each one of them have at least once, some of them multiple times, tried to engage me in conversation. I have not said a word to any of them.
Yeah, at this point, they're starting to give you the kind of side eye. I mean, doesn't necessarily feel like they're going to shank you or anything like that, but it's kind of more of the what's his fucking deal kind of thing. Meanwhile, over in the little makeshift mess hall, Doris is looking over at you, eyeing you sexily. No, she's she's great though. But no, she looks at you and she goes, "That's good to see you took my advice."
I mean, I didn't really have any other plan, and we just sort of got the didn't get a whole lot of notice. So I'm glad you were able to get this opportunity. Like, thank you for giving me a heads up, because I do not know what else I would have done other than just head back to the capital on my own, which it seems like it's a bit of a schlep here. So
she's like, "Well, it would have certainly been a hell of a walk, wouldn't it? And besides this, you get a little bit of protection. You get you get all the free food. You got to cook it though."
I mean, that's really not a big deal. I do that every fucking day anyway. So,
She goes, "So, the main cargo they're moving. What do you think they're all in for?"
I have no idea. I mean, they mostly look fairly average. That one dude with the really like the striking, like the white hair and the black eyes, like he looked very intense. Kind of scary.
She's like, "Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What regular son of the devil?"
I mean, who knows what that dude has had to deal with. So,
so it couldn't have been easy for him, though. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, just not trying to shit on him. Yeah,
this fucking tall and have all this going on. So yeah, I assume he didn't ask to be born with like wild looking hair and shit. So, but what are you gonna do?
She goes, "Life sometimes throws a curveball at you." She's like, "You want to see something you've probably never seen before?"
I don't know. Do I?
She puts a leg forward and lifts the a little bit, not like raises it up all the way, but just enough.
She's not going to show me her daughter or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, "This is my benign twin, Frederick." No, she lifts the hem of her dress a little bit. This is not a fancy dress by any stretch of the imagination, but just a little bit of it. And you see a peg.
I mean, I feel like I've probably seen people with peg legs around the war. Yeah, not a whole lot of.
She's like, but any of them moving? Yeah, any of them moving as much as I am?
I mean, I never would have guessed that that's what you had going on. So shit, good on you, girl.
She's like, "Yeah, back when I was 6, I had a horse step on my leg. My dad was a rancher, and yeah, I haven't really been able to use both legs in a long time, especially after I had to cut it off." But
I thought more use out of my amputated leg than I had it attached.
She's like, I use it as a cane now. But no,
it's my weapon of choice.
Ugh.
She goes, but no, like you said, life throws you curveballs sometimes.
Hell.
I'm sure I'm sure he's got quite an interesting story.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It don't seem like he's really talking to nobody though. So I doubt we're gonna hear it, but I'd be curious to know.
Meanwhile, over in the first class carriage,
Mm-hmm.
you pretty much got this thing to yourself. It's fairly cozy. You got a little roost set up for Rudy. He's just sitting there softly cooing, cuckoo.
There we go. That's it. Votrik is just writing some general things. Notes to himself. General things. Yes. Things that he might want to do once he gets down to the kingdom. Kind of a list that tourists might make when they go to a new city, with wildly inaccurate expectations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so. I might as well say a little bit. So the capital city of Aubin is it's. I don't necessarily want to say opulent because opulent usually it implies like a lot of garishness and gaudiness, but it is rather luxurious. It's very well taken care of. Not like oppressively so, but there's a lot of history there. A lot of old chapels from the Humans' Wars. For any kind of aspiring historian or anything, there's quite a bit to see.
Is there like a man? Is it like kind of Wild West carriage where there's like oh my god, the carriage driver sitting on the actual carriage, or is it just kind of like one being pulled behind a horse with?
Well, normally it would there would be the coachman. That's what you were thinking.
Thank you. That was the word I was trying to look for. I was like stewardess.
The exits are to the front and back.
Yes. Yeah. I was like the usher. I was like
it's like carriage captain.
Carriage captain.
So no, normally there would be, but
yeah, our captain is here, ready to let you know that this carriage is going to be going at a leisurely pace.
There's some minor potholes. You might want to sit down.
And if you look to your left, there's a rock that kind of looks like a bunny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the horse. No comment, carriage captain. None.
Nope.
Okay. So,
nope. He made his announcement.
So unfortunately, the coachman, sometimes called the carriage captain, he has since retired for the evening and let the co-carriage captain let the co-carriage captain take over, which unfortunately is basically just him sitting at the reins since they're just parked.
And he's not allowed to sleep either.
No. They work in shifts.
Well, since he's actually, I'm just going to say that he's actually there, and so I'm going to knock on the panel that would be to his back and be like, co-carriage captain, do you have a minute, sir?
I'm going to say that the co-carriage captain is going to be played also by Garrett. Go on.
Okay, because yeah, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to create a nice list for when I visit this wonderful capital city of you humans. What are some top things to do when in Aubin?
Aubin, Aben.
Aben.
Yes.
Oh well, I mean, I hadn't really done a lot there myself. Did you see that rock that looked like a rabbit we just passed?
Oh yes, I actually just wrote it on my list and then crossed it out immediately after. So I completed that to do.
Okay.
Very good. Great experience.
I know about that one. In the neighborhood I grew up in, we used to have these pig fights.
The famous Aubin pig fights.
They would just get two pigs, and they would these were like real angry pigs. They didn't really abuse them, but these pigs are just born mean, and they get in there and they fight. I would recommend pig fights. My father nearly lost me to a pig fight.
That sounds absolutely fascinating.
Yeah,
Lost
no,
you as in he had submitted you as a pig, or he lost you in a bet?
he nearly lost me in a bet, but that's a story that's outside my character that Garrett is making up in his head at the moment.
That is
So-
that is absolutely fascinating. What is your name, sir?
My name is Chad.
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 I sincerely appreciate that, Chad. That is a wonderful. I will do that. Thank you. Thank you.
And the only other there's a cat cafe. Yeah, you get to go in and you get to pick the cat you eat.
Cat. I've never eaten cat.
Oh yeah, they let you pick.
So akin to when they have the live seafood in a tank, and you get to pick that, and
Yeah,
this
one you get to like have the cat sit in your lap and you pet it, and you're like, all right, time to eat.
And then you just gotta give it to the guy with the grill in front of you, kind of like what they call it.
Yeah, you got the concept.
Gotcha. Okay, cat cafe. Also, right. Man, have you ever thought about switching positions and being a trip advisor? Maybe that's really what you should be doing.
Look, I appreciate that, but look, there's a gentle right turn coming up, and I really got to focus on this.
You guys,
as we're stopped.
you guys are parts.
Chad may not realize that.
Votrik actually realizes the small dime bag that's sitting next to Chad.
this Chad just really wants to dip out of this conversation. Just what's over there?
I really need to focus on the road, sir.
So, you do seem to recall reading about the famous Auburn pig fights. In fact, you believe that this year will mark the 72nd annual Aborcalypse.
Oh god, that's good.
Yeah, that's Aborcalypse 77. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. So,
this is gonna come back in the campaign. If it doesn't, I'm leaving.
a second.
I'm writing it down. To make sure it does.
A Aborcalypse.
Some people call it an apocalypse afterwards.
You know what? Yeah, the loser becomes the apocalypse. 72nd. Okay. So you get a pretty good night's sleep, you two. However, damn it, hold on a second. I need a smaller pad. This looks like I'm writing on a friggin' scroll. Tolbo, though, you not so much as well of a sleep. Kind of rough dreams. Man in shadow, kind of looking at you from pretty much the corner of everything in your dreams. Like, no, even if it seems to be pleasant, like if you look just off to the corner of it, you see a man standing there, just completely wrapped in shadow. Sorry, I dropped my pen. Enough to where it kind of does wake you up at some point, and you're kind of looking around. You do hear another rustling. If you would roll another perception, or rather awareness check, which I guess you'll just be rolling a straight perception. This time with advantage. Get minus 10%.
Okay. Nah, that's a 65. It ain't gonna do it.
Yeah. Could be nothing. There's not really a whole lot of telling. Like it could have just been leaves shaken. Possibly this weird rock that you look at, you think it was a rabbit at first, but then you realize it's just a rock. But you do, you hear the rustling, but you do seem to see a lot of movement in the tree line as well. Could be animals, could be anything. Could just be remnants of whatever weird kind of dream you had. So
I continue trying to look while not waking anyone else.
So I have to look as quietly as possible.
Yes.
So night goes by without a hitch. Next morning, everybody wakes. Everybody gets, breakfast. Everybody's kind of loosened up for the most part. Like you see some people kind of venturing away from their little cliques, like the people who came in from the camp of the worst brigade. They're kind of actually starting to talk to some of the guards. You see some people trying to wheel and deal business wise. However, at about 10 in the morning, you all can tell by looking at your really stylish circa 2001 fossil watches. Yes, a little bit before your time, Sam. But no,
I remember.
I mean, right now this world has skee ball and old fossil watches.
Yes, and the aborcalypse.
Right. Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, just everything kind of comes to just a grinding halt. Just everyone, you start hearing voices down the line just going, hold. And Votrik, you're fairly close to the front. Like you have pretty good sight on anything that could be going on. Maeve, not so much. You're kind of switching out somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
But it's not a big caravan. Tolbo, you're in the back for the most part. Not the exact back, like the next to back. They got a contingency watching you from behind as well. But you don't necessarily see what's going on. But no, anyways, the captain of the caravan, he runs up to the front, making his way. He's been on his horse, and he comes up to Votrik, and he's like, "Are you all right, sir?"
Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Is there a reason we're stopping?
He's like, "Yeah, take a look over there." And yeah, there's just trees, fresh cut, just piled up on the road. Lots and lots of trees, easily about 3 feet high worth of trees. Like this is something that should have taken a couple of days to do. But it looked like but this number of trees, but like they're they're freshly drugged there.
Well, I surmise that's not supposed to be there. And it seems like it was put there intentionally, obviously. What are we going to do, Captain? Or what are you going to do, rather? He's going to laugh a little.
He's like, "Not to worry, sir, not to worry. This is what the security detail is trained for." And pretty much everyone starts drawing weapons. And Maeve, you don't really know any of this stuff in character, obviously. This is all kind of going. However, you are welcome to take in any of your surroundings. Pretty much around you, you see the wood line is kind of close.
Okay.
It's not terribly thick, but it's mostly just trees. You don't see like any paths or anything. What you thinking? What you planning? What you wondering?
Well, I mean, we're stopped here, and we haven't had this kind of stoppage thus far, right? Just everybody, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is unusual. So just, I guess just kind of trying to look around and see if I can figure out what's going on. Can I try to do a perception?
Yeah, sure. If you're trained in awareness, or honestly, if you could justify any of those with perception. Or if you want to use any of the skills on your list, if you think that could justify it, run it by me and I'll consider it at least.
Well, I mean, tradecraft is kind of that's sort of a big tent, right? So maybe being somebody who is around war, maybe there's a certain element of awareness around. I don't know.
So that would actually be its own thing, actually.
Okay, all right.
Warfare, which is under intelligence, which you do have to be trained under. Otherwise, you have to flip to fail.
Well, okay. So no, I don't really have anything.
Okay. In that case, yeah, just roll perception in any of the skill ranks, and I'll see if you come up with anything. No plus or minus, just straight.
Well, I did not go below it, so.
Okay. Would you like to burn a willpower? You got them. You got them all for the night. Like this is currency you guys are encouraged to use freely to re-roll and stuff. It's one of your powers.
Wait, is
Go
it
for it.
what's it called? Like, it's not willpower.
Fortune
it's,
points.
Fortune points, right?
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
yeah. You spend one and I gain one. Basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's sort of the trade-off. Yes.
Yeah, but you know.
Okay,
part of the
let
fun.
me do one. Okay, I'm probably not gonna get it still, but no.
Yeah, there's not
gave you a
really.
freebie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate it. Pretty much. It's as Tolbo saw the previous night. It seemed you seem to be hearing a lot of noises, but it could just be panic from the camp setting in.
Okay.
Tolbo, however, this all seems to be going pretty much as you expected.
I just basically, so within the cart of the guys, Tolbo actually speaks for the first time and goes, "Does anyone have any idea where we are?"
The old blood, he looks at you through his one good eye, and he goes, "Middle of some fucking forest, as far as I can tell."
All right.
Oh, a second. Yeah. All right. So then towards the front, you hear a loud crack, like just a. And I am going to need Votrik. I want you to roll a perception awareness. We'll say if you have awareness, you can have that. It's your perception plus 10, and
Right.
yeah, and better yet, add 20% on this, so it shouldn't be that hard for you to miss it.
Okay. All right. Well, my perception 40, so it's a 60. That's a 28.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see one of the guards next to you just fall straight down. In fact, I want you to furthermore get another roll in. Roll a D100. I've kind of wanted to use these.
That's a 59.
59. Oh, damn it.
59.
Hold on a tick. Where's that freaking list? Yeah, we'll worry about that later. I'll mark it for future reference. Yeah, you basically see a hole appear right in the middle of his chest, and it just immediately starts just spreading red really fast. And he looks shocked at first, and he just kind of looks down, and he starts going into a panic. He doesn't fall instantly, like you just kind of figured he would. And he starts just kind of breathing really hard until just suddenly he just kind of stops and just kind of collapses. And off to, not quite in front of where you guys were, where the trees were laying across it, but off to the right, you see a woman and a couple of gentlemen. They are all wearing basically bandanas around their faces and tricorn hats, because of fucking course they are. They're wearing tricorner hats, and two of the gentlemen have flintlocks.
So this is Adamat and the Dandy Highwayman, right?
Yes.
I'm good to see Adamat still getting work.
Yes, exactly. And we'll stop the recording there, and then we'll move on to the next one later. Well, not later, but you know what I'm saying.
In a minute.